Hey guys, happy Friday. I wanted to share some really cool stuff that I realized this morning in my study. So I'm in Numbers, which is commonly one that people have a really hard time with. That in Leviticus, because that's all the old laws and sacrifices and stuff. So they're harder books to read. Numbers though lightens up a little bit because you get some little stories of the Israelites as they're going towards the promised land. But I wanted to share with you guys some really cool finds from my reading this morning, which was 14 through I think 16 or 17, because I'm still reading the Bible in a year. And while it doesn't sound very far, I've read all four of the Gospels. So I'm in old and new. I'm kind of bouncing around where God leads me, but still reading the whole Bible in a year. Just not in order. But one of the things that I noticed is, so when they were going to spy on the land of Canaan, so Canaan was the promised land, the land with milk and honey that God said when they left Egypt, he was going to take them to. All right. They spent a year, almost a full year, maybe a year and a month, I think it was. It was just a little over a year at the mountain. So God gave all the commands. So they spent a whole year learning God's law, his instructions for worship, right? The structure for living as his people, his presence dwelling among them. So within that time they were at the mountain, he was teaching them all of these things. And so they were there for about a year. Because remember, he went up 40 days, came down, had to deal with all that, went another 40 days and came down. So that was already a few months. So taught him all these things. It was only, guys, this blew my mind when I was thinking about this morning. I'm how long ago did they leave the mountain before they came to the land of Canaan? Because you saw, right before this, they were mad they didn't have meat, and they were against Moses. Who does Moses think he is? Says Miriam and Aaron, and challenging his authority. And they kept grumbling against God, saying they want to go back to Egypt after leaving the mountain. So I was how long was that? It was 11 days, guys. 11 days. So for a year, he had to teach them all these ways of living. Hey, the world has made a mess of my original design. We're going to get back to what that should look like. Here's how to live righteously as good people with good morals, because you now wear my name, because I am walking with you and I'm dwelling among you. And let me give you these 10 commandments that are kind of this overarching, hey, these are the temptations the devil's going to come with. You got to turn away from those, because those are no good. He spent a year teaching them all of these things. They traveled for 11 days. That's not even that long to be traveling. And all of their grumbling that they did before they finally got there. So now 11 days journey is where we're starting and taking place. So they're about to go into Canaan. They're sending 12 spies, one from each head of each of them, which Joshua is included in this. We know that Joshua stayed faithful in it. But Joshua and the men go in. God tells them, send the spies in to see all that it is. God's plan for them was to go and see and prove that he really did bring them to a land of milk and honey. That's their confirmation. And they did. When they went, they brought back grapes, and they said, truly, this is the land flowing with milk and honey. Truly it is. And then to see all that was there, how God is going to conquer it. And instead, the spies see and say, yeah, these don't add up, all of that against us. But that's literally, God just taught them for a whole year. Nothing is impossible with me. I parted the seas. I defeated Egypt. You just saw this. Not only a year ago, 1 year ago, you saw this. So guys, this wasn't even a year past. He did this incredible thing in Egypt. And they go and look and say, oh, they're really big. They're a really big army. And it actually says here that the sons of Israel gave an evil report. It actually was meaning this translation. It means that they were embellishing. They were kind of lying. They were okay, it's really bad. The Nephilim are there. And actually they're just using it to create fear. Their purpose was to make them fear. So they were trying to get them to fear, trying to make them not want to go there, so they were embellishing the story. And Joshua and Caleb, we see, kind of stand up and say wait, no, guys, if God is for us, no one can be against us. We have God on our side, right? And God handles it. He sets out this plague, and they still just constantly, constantly are bucking it. And it's so sad. Like the plague happens. And then right after that, the people start again challenging Moses' authority. And then the whole earth swallows up the tribe of Korah. Like it's like a whole thing. And I'm like, wow, like how crazy is it that God spent an entire year training them and teaching them, and in 11 days, they already went through all this grumbling, all this disbelief. And then he sent people in to try to like show he really has this. And they had fear over their circumstances, didn't have their eyes on God. And I was like, how often do we do this ourselves, right? Where God tells us to walk and go and do, and we're like, yeah, but like the odds aren't for me, or it's not just falling into place, or this is hard. So if it was God's will, it should be easy. Let me tell you, I have not found a story in any of this book where it was easy. Not a single one. Not a single one where it was easy. Jesus Christ, God himself, came to earth in a manger. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy for Mary to be in a barn with livestock that probably smelled really bad, having no place to have shelter, and putting her kid in a dirty animal trough. That's not easy. Not even him coming to earth was. Okay, so guys, if we're looking for handouts, you're going to just be sitting on your butt all day, because that's not how God does it. He says, believe that I am enough. Take your eyes off the circumstances and the issues and the storms and the problems and all your lack, and know that if you're paired with me, any of it's possible. And it is like, yes, yes, yes. It's so good. So I wanted to encourage you guys with that today. Also, how incredible is this thought of this timeline? I didn't know it. Maybe it's something you guys knew, but to me, that just like blows my mind. And I love when God does that, when he just kind of props a little question of curiosity, and I go and I'm like, wow, love it. It makes me excited to read the Bible every single morning. It keeps me going. All right, guys, we'll see you later.